fantastic day to you. I really hope you all are doing fantastic. So I have a video in store for you all because homelessness is skyrocketing in America. Y'all already, for those who've been following my situation, my eviction story, I eventually got evicted. The sheriff, I have an updated video for y'all. The sheriff knocked on my door and it was a mess. So it's just like, it's crazy that as somebody with a quote unquote real job can't even afford to pay for daily necessities such as rent and all of that, things of that nature. And clearly I'm not alone. So take a look at this video because homelessness has skyrocketed in America.
Homelessness in the USA. There's been an 18% increase in homelessness in the USA this year, and I think y'all know the reasons why. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, reporting an 18% increase in homelessness in the USA this year, 2024. Now, this comes as no surprise to me, and I don't think y'all are surprised either. What you should also not be surprised at is the 40% increase in family homelessness. Now, there's two big things going on that are causing the homeless spike, in my humble opinion. I think you already know why. The first one, elephant in the room, maybe the economy, the inflation, how much things are, the lack of housing. That's part of it. Okay, you always get the drug addicts and whatnot. They're going to be out there. They're always going to do their thing. But there's also just the inaffordability of places to live. It's a big problem in the country with the economy right now. So that's going to be fueling the rise in homelessness. But also another elephant in the room is a migrant crisis. Before I get into the migrant crisis and why that's causing it, in my humble opinion, we got an article right here. U.S. homelessness up 18% as affordable housing remains out of reach for many people. And then you have this tent with the LA stuff on it, decorated nice and well, of course, in downtown Los Angeles. By the way, when you want to rank each state, California's number one. And we're talking about the cities where you got a lot of homelessness. You're going to have the sanctuary cities. So let's go right back to the migrant crisis. There's homelessness all over the country, but it's going to be the worst in a place like New York, Chicago, Denver, Colorado, that area, etc. Why? Because you have every nation in the entire world coming to this country through the border, and they want to go right to where the money is at. Oh, Nueva York. You want to go to New York. You want to go to Chicago. You want to go to Denver. You go wherever you can get a soft judge and resources. You're going to be there here. This is not necessarily about the homeless issue in the country as a whole, but it is in D.C. Now, D.C. is interesting because that area, the counties at like in Northern Virginia, Fairfax, Loudoun, you're talking about the richest counties in this country. Fairfax, Loudoun, right up there in the D.C. metro area. What industry is in Washington, D.C.? Do they have some type of diamond mine? Like, did they strike oil? Or did they clam pits? What's going on? The reason why they have so much money in a place like D.C. is because of your taxpayer money. Your revenue gets taken from you, gunpoint or no gunpoint. It gets taken from you and it gets dispersed to the D.C. metro area and a lot of these highly overpaid jobs. Just government waste. You can see it right there in Northern Virginia.
Rise in homelessness affecting the DMV. Well, thousands of people are now without a home this holiday season, according to the Metropolitan Washington Council of Government, and that is a jump of more than 1,000 people from last year. Nick Banach shows us what some organizations are doing to help fill the need.
In one of the wealthiest cities in the United States, homelessness is on the rise. Washington, D.C. has seen a 12% increase in homelessness since last year. That's according to a report from the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, which says the number of people served by housing programs reached an all-time high this year.
The need absolutely is great.
Joe Metamamo is the CEO of Central Union Mission in Washington, D.C.
The number of people on the street in D.C. continues to be at significant levels, but all
What they should do is interview people that are homeless and ask them, hey, what has you out here? Are you battling addiction? That's going to be quite a bit of it, but that's not going to be the only reason why we're seeing such a big rise in it. I think the big rise is because of the economy, because of the migrants coming over. That's causing the uptick. That's causing the rise. That's causing the surge. But aside from some of the obvious, let's ask others why they are homeless and why they were not homeless before. Like if they became homeless this year, why did you become homeless this year? That'd be the question I ask.
Also, the number of families in poverty has gone up as well. I think it's has to do a lot with the job market. Believe it or not, the ripple effect from COVID is still happening. A lot of those jobs that were lost during COVID didn't come back, so I think that's part of it. I just think families are struggling, and thankfully we're here and in our other 4 ministry locations.
Central Union Mission is a faith-based organization that has been serving the homeless since 1884. Every year, it provides more than 54,000 bed nights of shelter, more than 156,000 meals on site for men experiencing homelessness, and more than 17,000 bag lunches for people who are hungry. And Central Union Mission provides wraparound services and faith-based programs to help men end the cycle of poverty, addiction, and homelessness. Central Union Mission isn't alone in helping the homeless in the district. As temperatures continue to plunge, more than 16 emergency shelters are opening their doors to the homeless, including this church near Chinatown, this hypothermia shelter on 11th Street near City Center.
Let's pause. Do you guys think that these are good services or do they enable the homeless? I'm kind of like right in the center right now, but I want to hear from y'all. What do you think? I think when you're talking about a place like Washington, D.C., their homeless services are not as robust as a place like Los Angeles, California. And actually, speaking about D.C. homeless, they're kind of weird out there. The last time I was in D.C. years ago, before J6 and all of that, I was seeing... And this was 2020. So this was like during COVID kind of, but before J6. So when I was out there, I saw all kind of things. You see this thing boarded up. I was seeing, windows like that boarded up. But also I was seeing homeless kids, like very young people, 15 years old with a book bag on, sleeping in a place like that, like right in the front under some shelter. I'm like, what is this? And it was kind of cold out there. It didn't make a lot of sense. I've not really seen homeless teenagers like that since then. So DC is a weird place.
And the CCNV shelter on 2nd Street Northwest. Homelessness is also on the rise in Northern Virginia. Since 2020, homelessness has increased in Arlington County by 22%, 23% in Fairfax County, 6% in Prince William County, and 69% in Loudoun County.
I mean, okay, some of those numbers sound pretty big, like the one in Loudoun, 69%, but Loudoun, like I said before, is a very rich place. So my question would be, what was the actual number of homeless in Loudoun before now? Okay, were there 112 homeless and now it's 167 homeless? Like, give me the real number.
And in Maryland, homelessness has increased since 2020 by 71% in Montgomery County and by 45% in Prince George's County. And that's all according to the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments.
Wow. So yeah, Maryland's up there pretty high as far as the uptick in homeless. But California, of course, I saw, HUD put out the numbers. California, of course, is number one, as always. What say you? Why do you think there's an 18% increase in homelessness in the USA in 2024? Is it because of the economy? Is it because of the migrants? Is it something else? Not enough housing? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. There's a lack of housing, but why is there a lack of housing? I don't know. You bringing in 20 million people in 4 years with no new housing to actually put them in. Maybe that might account for something. You tear down some of the cheaper apartments. Remember the old days? Some of people that's my age or older. Remember the old days of apartment, $700 in a nice area? Those days been gone. They're not coming back anymore. You want a nice apartment and you don't want a cascade on your wall of roaches? Okay, I need at least $2,000 per month, and I need a background check, your firstborn child, your DNA sample, all of that. I'm gonna need all of that day one, and you might not get that back because you might get rejected because it's 10,000 people that want the exact same apartment that you got. Then it becomes competitive. Then it becomes big bank take little bank. And that happens when you're talking about actual physical real estate as well. Okay, Mr. California, you have full cash to buy this house for $700,000. how are you going to not succeed over the guy who lives here who's trying to put 15% down or whatever the case may be, 3.5% FHA? How are you going to compete against California guy with all the money? So there's some big problems. But like I said, if we could just tighten the economy up and tighten the border up, we'd be able to get this homeless issue down to a manageable level, in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy that an 18% increase, right? And just the prior year, it was a 24% increase. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so funny to watch the downfall of the American society right before our eyes. If you research how all other empires fall, right? Research all of them. They all fall practically the same exact way. And the main cause of it is the rich keeps getting richer, the poor keeps getting poorer. Think about it. If people just keep getting poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer and not able to afford basic necessities, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what do you think is going to be the result of that? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you so much for being here. I have a few videos for y'all, so stay tuned. Thank you. Love you. Bye.